Hello guys. So I wanted to put this quick video for you guys about what is inside of your challenge pack. Some of you already have your challenge pack and some of you are still waiting on it. It's not a big deal. We still have plenty of time before day one, so don't stress. This is actually really great for you to go ahead and watch so that when you get your stuff, it all makes sense and you can just hit the ground running. So what you're going to have is your Shakeology. I have packets. Some of you might have gotten a full bag. So either way, you'll get a box with the packets inside, and then you will get your bag, whatever flavor. If it's the wrong flavor, which that's never really happened before, but if it is, and it's not one that you like, you can return it and send it back. So keep that in mind. And also remember that you have a 30 back money guarantee if you get the shakes and you end up hating them. Even if you drink all of them, you finish the whole entire bag, all the packets, you can still send it back. So know that. You're also going to get a calendar. It's going to be two-sided. Definitely take a look at this because you will probably, I always recommend to people to try different recipes with their Shakeology before they stick to one. A lot of times people read what's on the back of the bag, which says like mix with water, which you can do that if that's your jam. It's not my jam, so I don't do that. My favorite recipe that I know I've shared with most of you is half of a banana, 8 cups of almond milk, chocolate Shakeology or vanilla, peanut butter, and a bunch of spinach, just like one handful of spinach. You barely even taste the spinach if that's not your thing, but for me it's a really easy way to get in a serving of veggies. So that's your Shakeology. As soon as you get your packet, start drinking your shakes so that by the time you get started, you are already noticing some of the positive effects. Then you will obviously have your containers, which I'll talk about those in a minute. But then you also, this is the important part, you're going to have your eating plan. You will also have this little guy, how to take your before and after photos. Okay, that's super important. And then you will also have the quick start. You have a quick start guide. Sorry, mine's like all folded, funky, different ways. Anyway, so you have a quick start that tells you exactly how to jump in. Start there, obviously. It's going to give you the basics of everything, how to calculate your containers and your goals, which is where we're going to start. You are going to see in your thicker little folder here, your eating plan on one of the first pages. It is going to give you a formula here for you to get started, okay? Once you do that, you're going to follow the calculation that it has in this book, and that is going to direct you over here to the chart that tells you exactly how much of each container you are to eat throughout the day. That is throughout the day. Now, this is going to seem like a lot of food. Surprisingly, this is a lot more food than people are used to eating. And you might feel like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to eat all of that? And remember when I was telling you my Shakeology recipe, I add spinach to that so that I can get in one of my veggies for the day. I also do half a banana, so that's one fruit right off the bat. So get creative and don't get overwhelmed. If you get overwhelmed, then you're trying to do too much, too fast, and you're not asking for help. So if you are starting to feel that way, ask for help. Let me know, post in the group so that we can brainstorm and figure out how to get you started and get you going, okay? And know that I'm always going to share a meal plan in the group so that you will have a place to start and you can get a good idea of how to get all of this food in throughout your day. So there's a couple of different ways that, and it'll explain it to you in your pack, in your little booklet. For your different targets, okay? If you want to burn more fat or if you want to have consistent energy throughout the day, then it's going to recommend different ways of eating, as in how many meals, the number of meals you have throughout the day. So what I do is I spread my meals all across my day. That keeps my energy level pretty steady. Some people are into intermittent fasting, and you can do intermittent fasting with the 21-day fix, but I don't know anything about it, so I'll just leave you with that. You'll have to do a lot of your own research with that. But know that it can be tailored to whatever you might like or whatever works for you. So like I said, I have about 5 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then a morning snack and an evening snack. Sometimes in the evening, I'm a little bit, I want like a little something sweet, or I want something to munch on. So I keep some almonds handy, and I almost always have hot tea at night. So that is a recommendation. It usually helps with my sweet tooth and helps just kind of distract me from munching in the pantry at night. And then as you go further in, it's going to explain exactly what qualifies for each category, which you probably know. But it's there for you just so that you know what food goes into each container and what's kind of allowed and not allowed, which just about everything is allowed. Let's see here. Water gives you some good ideas for water. Now, I have the 21-Day Fix Extreme book, and in the Extreme book, if anybody has that one, you have several different recipes in the back of the book. So that's a great place to start for your first week in meal prepping and meal planning. I believe that they updated the 21-Day Fix, the regular one, so everybody should have some recipes. But if you don't, like I said, don't worry. I'm sharing all of my meals and recipes in the group. And that is pretty much it. Before I finish this, what I do want to talk about is the little pamphlet that talks about how to take your before and afters. It seems really silly, but it is really important, okay? So, and this is something that I am always trying to find a better space in my house because the lighting's not that great, and I don't have a white backdrop or whatever, but do your best. So you want to find something that, even if it's not white, there aren't any pictures behind you, that it's one solid color behind you. And you want to be wearing, for a lot of ladies wear a bikini or your sports clothes, like your workout clothes, something that is tighter so that you are going to be able to notice the difference. If you're not comfortable taking a picture in your bikini yet, that's fine. Just throw on your workout clothes. Just don't wear something that's really baggy and super loose fitting, because you're not going to be able to see the difference between the before and the after. I know these are really, really scary and intimidating, and most people hate them, but I promise you, you're going to want to have them. If not at the end of these 21 days, after your second round, your third round, or a year from now, you're going to want them, I promise. So take a look at this. It gives some great tips on how to do that. And then you also have a chart where you can fill in your before and after measurements. Don't skip those either. Those are crucial. Something that we talk about in our group a lot are all of our non-scale victories. I focus a lot on the victories that have nothing to do with the scale, because I personally believe that the scale puts a lot of unnecessary and unrealistic pressure on us. For example, right now I'm doing, like I said, hammer and chisel, and I gain weight with that. But I know better than to focus on the number, and I know better than to allow myself to have negative thoughts or get down on myself, because I know the work that I'm doing, and I focus on pictures. I focus on how I look and how my clothing fits. So I want everybody to keep that into consideration. I know it's a really hard thing to break, but I have challenged other challengers in the past to throw their scales out, and many have done that. And so I encourage you to do the same thing if you, as we go through this challenge, feel like you have maybe an unhealthy relationship with your scale. So anyways, with that about covers everything that should be in your challenge pack. If you have any other questions, something doesn't make sense, reach out to me, post it in the group. I'm here for all of you, okay? Have a great week, and I'll see you later.